So where did this begin? Lynn and I had been very fit in our 60s with aerobics and mountain biking, but we lost this when we moved to Wellington. This was mainly because we were obsessed with cutting down wattles on a plot we had bought. Then we started a nearby park run at Mbuko Wine Estate. We found out just how unfit we were. We did improve gradually, but really wanted to live near the sea. So we put our house on the market, and it sold unexpectedly quickly. We didn't really have a place to go. We were going on holiday. So when we came back, Lynn's son said, "Why don't you go and stay on my farm at Stilbay?" So off we went. Everything had been packed up, and most of it was shipped across. I was already over 70, and I started to think, how long am I going to live? I don't know why this came up, but my father was a smoker and he died from emphysema. His last dozen or so years were at a very slow pace, and he didn't go far without an oxygen bottle. It was a very tough way to go out. He had only about a third of his lung capacity. I've never smoked, so it's not going to happen to me. But my mother, who was very smart and active, died from Alzheimer's disease. This is a terrifying thing to happen to anybody. I sort of thought to myself, is this going to be hereditary? So Lynn and I went to a psychologist, and he checked us out and he gave us all sorts of tips and the tests, etc. And he said, right now, there's nothing wrong. But, around and about, I have friends who really don't know what time of day it is. And this is a terrifying prospect, particularly for the surviving spouse. So we arrived in Stilbay, and I had plans to bike and run, but we got set back by this COVID. We're 14 k's from town, so it's not easy to get in and out. It's a twisty, windy dirt road, and the type of road that you would expect someone to test out one of the prestigious 4x4s on. It really bumps and grinds, so it's not easy to get in and out of town. We wanted to bike, but the hills here make it quite difficult. So the next thing that happened was I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. In itself, it wasn't a problem. I don't think it had gone very far, and I had a procedure to fix it up. But my bowels and bladder seemed to be out of sync. I would suddenly have the urge to pee anytime, suddenly. And it didn't matter on the farm, but in town it could get very awkward. I had to plan where I was going and where the nearest toilet might be. So all in all, my fitness really got knocked. But I think that what it did do was make me reflect on where I'm going. I've researched a lot, found out a lot, and it's going to guide my path for the next 10, 15 odd years. That's what I expect to live. And I also need to rev up a little bit. Here we are out of touch with people. We've got to make our own plans. There are things to do in the local town, but I want to be able to wake up every morning and say there's something to look forward to. The scenery around here is magnificent. There's a river right in front of us. Every opportunity to do things. And all we've got to do is take advantage of them.